Joe Rogan just put Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively on blast, and it's messy. Joe Rogan did not hold back this time. On a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, he went all in on Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and people are shook. We all know Rogan speaks his mind, but the way he came for the Hollywood golden couple? Embarrassing. Doesn't even begin to cover it what sparked it all. Rogan made it clear he's fully siding with Justin Baldoni in his ongoing legal battle against the duo. And let's just say, the dragging was brutal. Fans are already buzzing online, wondering if this could have real consequences for Deadpool. Could this be the beginning of the end for Ryan's superhero reign? Rogan's takedown has the internet talking, and if what he said gains traction, things could get very uncomfortable for Blake and Ryan.
Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they've f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement.
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise. The whole thing's crazy. And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case
there, too. He's going hard in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out.
First off, Rogan didn't hold back. He straight up said Blake and Ryan seriously messed up by suing Justin Baldoni. According to him, they've torched their own reputations, and let's be honest, when Joe Rogan calls you out, people pay attention. He gave Justin major respect for standing his ground against two of Hollywood's biggest names, saying most people in the industry wouldn't dare challenge A-listers like that. But what really lit a fire under Rogan? The receipts. Justin's already dropped text messages, audio recordings, and even launched a whole website exposing what allegedly went down.
No, we think it's more romantic.
We have no issue talking most of the time.
Yeah, you're like, what are they saying?
One of the text messages Baldoni leaked reportedly directly contradicts Blake Lively's claims that he entered her trailer without permission. And Ryan Reynolds? According to Rogan, he's now scrambling to distance himself from the drama, but it's already too late. He's in deep. Rogan didn't stop there. He suggested the lawsuit wasn't really about what Blake and Ryan are claiming. Instead, he hinted this was a power grab, an attempt to wrest control of a film and franchise Baldoni owns. Rogan even implied they were trying to weaponize the hashtag #MeToo movement to gain leverage. He went so far as to compare the situation to Johnny Depp's infamous legal battle, saying Baldoni is pushing back against false allegations to save his name and his career, and with the trial set for March 2026, this mess is far from over. But Rogan didn't just call out the legal drama. He cracked open what he claims is a much bigger Marvel scandal. According to him, some shady business is going down behind the scenes, and it's not about talent. It's about connections. Rogan claimed certain A-listers have been using their influence to slide into the MCU without ever auditioning, like its VIP bottle service at a club. While he didn't name-drop Ryan or Blake outright, fans were quick to connect the dots. Online speculation exploded, pointing to rumors that Blake has been aggressively campaigning for a Marvel role, making calls, pulling strings, and allegedly leveraging her husband's influence in the franchise.
And Ryan?
As Deadpool, he's not just an actor anymore. He's a power player with serious sway in Marvel's inner circle, but apparently, Marvel execs weren't thrilled about the pressure coming from Blake's camp. And now, with Rogan putting the entire situation on blast, sources say Ryan's team is scrambling behind the scenes. Word is, Ryan even tried to reach out privately to make sure Rogan wasn't planning to spill more on a future episode, and honestly, if this were just gossip, why would his team be so pressed? At this point, it's giving full-on Hollywood power play, and if Rogan really has the receipts people claim he does, things could get seriously uncomfortable for Marvel's golden couple. But here's the kicker. Joe Rogan isn't known for backing down. He's built his entire brand on saying whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and he doesn't care who's offended.
He just turned positive, just now. Positive for pregnancy.
I just disagree that.
What if it just happened today?
You can like draw a line on when.
You can't.
Like, once life has begun, I don't think you draw lines.
And this time, Joe Rogan is standing 10 toes down. No retraction. No clarification. No PR spin. Just silence. And honestly, that made things worse for Ryan Reynolds, because the moment fans sensed that Ryan might be rattled by Rogan's comments, the internet did what it is best. It dug. People started reanalyzing Blake Lively's sudden interest in the Marvel Universe, the whispers about behind-the-scenes deals, and Ryan's rumored involvement in allegedly pulling strings to help her land a role. And the irony? If Ryan had just ignored the drama, it probably would have blown over like any other internet rumor. But he flinched. And the second he did, people started asking the one question no publicist wants to hear. What is he trying to hide? For the first time in years, Ryan's carefully curated, perfectly polished image began to crack. Then things took a sharp left turn. A clip from Rogan's podcast began making the rounds, one where he sarcastically referred to Ryan as a predator. Now, whether Rogan was joking or not, the internet didn't care. That word carries weight. Immediately, fans began combing through old interviews and red carpet moments, compiling every time Ryan made a questionable joke or acted a little too familiar. Suddenly, this wasn't just about Marvel favoritism, it was morphing into a full-blown character takedown, and while all that chaos unfolded online, Blake stepped out solo for the A Simple Favor sequel premiere. Normally, that wouldn't raise eyebrows, but the energy that night was off. The crowd was quiet, the vibe was cold, and the biggest red flag? Ryan was nowhere to be seen. Some fans tried to brush it off. It's not his movie, they said. But let's be real, Hollywood couples show up for each other all the time, especially during controversy. And his absence, paired with the ongoing backlash, only added fuel to the fire. Then came the moment that sealed the unease. A lone protester appeared outside the premiere holding a sign that read, "Justice for Justin Bologna," a not-so-subtle jab at the lawsuit Blake's team has been desperately trying to silence. It wasn't a massive protest, but it was a reminder. Blake's image isn't bulletproof anymore. And in Hollywood, once the cracks start to show, it's only a matter of time before everything falls apart. Now let's talk about Marvel. Industry insiders say the higher-ups are not happy. Marvel thrives on a clean, family-friendly brand, and the last thing they need is for their billion-dollar franchise to get dragged into internet scandal, and history shows us Marvel doesn't play favorites. When controversy becomes a liability, they cut ties, quietly but swiftly. Even someone as bankable as Ryan Reynolds isn't immune. If this drama keeps escalating, don't be surprised if Marvel starts slowly backing away. But the real damage? It's Blake. Word is she's losing favor fast. Luxury brands, fashion houses, even elite stylists are pulling back. And public statements. No dramatic fall from grace. Just a slow, silent erasure. In Hollywood, that's the real death sentence. When the partnerships vanish, the invites stop coming, and your co-stars suddenly go quiet, that's when you know it's over. Right now, the silence surrounding Blake and Ryan is deafening. And when the internet is watching, every move is calculated. The jabs, the shade, the shifting alliances, nothing is accidental. Welcome to the Hollywood endgame.
You guys are supposed to be not to shout.
Right now, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are playing defense like never before. The whispers about the Marvel favoritism scandal weren't fading. They were getting louder. So instead of letting the narrative spin out of control, their PR teams jumped into overdrive. They started spinning, distracting, and doing everything possible to patch the cracks before the damage became permanent. Blake, long considered one of the most media-savvy actresses in Hollywood, suddenly went radio silent. No tweets, no Instagram posts, no quirky interviews. And for someone whose entire brand is built on being effortlessly relatable, the sudden disappearance didn't just feel odd, it felt strategic. The kind of silence that only happens when saying the wrong thing is riskier than saying nothing at all. Meanwhile, Ryan wasn't exactly hiding, but something was off. He kept up appearances, promoting his latest projects, pushing his business ventures, and staying as far away from the Marvel controversy as possible. But fans noticed. The signature charm? Gone. The smiles felt forced, the jokes didn't land, and everything about his vibe seemed calculated. And the usual PR tricks? Not working. The gossip blogs that once gushed over Blake's style and Ryan's humor were now quietly skipping over them. Blake's team even tried to reset the narrative, leaking stories about her dedication to motherhood and her strength in tough times. But none of it landed. It all felt forced. Desperate, that's the thing about Hollywood. Once a narrative lingers too long, it slips out of your hands. Ryan and Blake built their entire image on being in control. But now, the internet, the media, and even other celebrities were rewriting the story for them. Suddenly, their legacy wasn't about star power or talent. It was about desperation. A couple scrambling to outrun a scandal that refused to die. Then came the betrayal. Cold shoulders from industry peers, brands quietly stepping back, partnerships stalling. The same Hollywood machine that once protected them, now slowly, quietly, turning its back. And once that shift begins, there's no press release in the world that can stop it.
In times like these, to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you.
The Marvel controversy might have started as background noise, but when Joe Rogan's comments went viral, the story exploded. Suddenly, fans were connecting dots, digging up receipts, and scrutinizing every move Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds had made. And here's the kicker. Even if nothing illegal happened, that doesn't matter in Hollywood. What matters is perception. And right now, a growing number of people believe Ryan and Blake have been playing a shady power game behind the scenes, and it's finally catching up to them. The fact that Ryan even responded at all says a lot. This is a guy who usually lets charm and silence do the heavy lifting. But silence wasn't working this time. Not with someone like Joe Rogan throwing gasoline on the fire. And in the court of public opinion, once doubt takes root, the damage is done. Just look at the energy at Blake's recent A Simple Favor sequel premiere. It was awkward. Her co-stars kept their distance like she was radioactive. This isn't just a temporary PR hiccup. This is a full-on industry cold shoulder. And let's be honest, Blake's career has never been built on acting awards. No shade, but she's not collecting Oscars. Her brand was about being the girl next door, a fashion icon, effortlessly relatable and media-savvy. But when that image starts to crack, what's left? Right now, just silence. And that silence? It's killing her career. Now, let's get into the PR war, because this part is messy. Word on the street is that Blake's team was the one that started dropping dirt on Justin Baldoni. And it wasn't random Twitter trolls. It came straight from her PR agent. A targeted, strategic hit that completely backfired. Instead of damaging Justin's image, Blake's reputation is the one going up in flames. That's what makes this whole downfall even worse. It's not explosive headlines followed by a quick recovery. It's a slow, painful fade. The kind where the calls stop coming, fashion invites dry up, and Hollywood just moves on. Quietly. Permanently. Because here's the real tea. Hollywood doesn't care about who's right or wrong. It cares about who's still valuable. And when you lose that power, you lose everything. Ryan and Blake might still be putting on smiles in public, but behind the scenes, that grip on influence is slipping fast. Because it's never just about box office numbers or Instagram followers, it's about access. Control. The kind of power that makes people look the other way when things get ugly. If that's gone, so is the future they've worked so hard to build. The most shocking part? How fast it's all unraveling. One wrong move, and suddenly, Hollywood is already writing you off. But this story isn't just about internet buzz. It's also playing out in court. The Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni legal battle has gotten messy, with new court filings and wild conspiracy theories popping up every day. And here's the one that has people talking. What if Justin's team is actually giving Blake an out? Sounds crazy, right? But think about it. What if Baldoni's camp is subtly pointing the finger at the real villain here, Blake's PR team, suggesting they may have fed her bad information and fueled this entire situation? Some fans think Blake might end up issuing a public apology, admitting she got it wrong, and shifting the blame to her publicists. That way, Justin gets vindicated, and Blake saves face by throwing her team under the bus. A bold move, sure, but in Hollywood, it might be the only play she's got left. And now comes the real tea. A fresh batch of court documents just dropped, and Janelle, part of Justin's team, is spilling serious details about Stephanie Jones, the PR power player at the center of all this chaos. And buckle up, because this woman sounds like she belongs in a Netflix docuseries. According to Jen, Stephanie Jones wasn't just managing Blake's image, she was allegedly meddling in private affairs. We're talking phone snooping, unauthorized leaks, and a whole lot of behind-the-scenes manipulation. At one point, Jen says Stephanie even consulted a psychic to predict drama within her team. You read that right. A psychic. That's not Hollywood PR. That's full-on tinfoil hat territory. But it gets worse. Stephanie reportedly accessed confidential info from an employee's phone, shared it with Blake, and helped ignite this entire firestorm with Justin. And according to the filings, she had Blake convinced Justin was secretly running a smear campaign against her. IT didn't stop there. Jen claims Stephanie turned toxic fast, accusing her own staff of being disloyal, calling one an alcoholic and a gambling addict, and even predicting someone would get pregnant based on a psychic reading. Unhinged doesn't even begin to cover it. Then there's the social media angle. Stephanie allegedly created fake accounts to stalk, harass, and troll former clients and journalists. That's not just unprofessional, it's deranged. And if these claims hold up, it paints a whole new picture of who's really behind the scenes pulling the strings. Oh, now people are asking, is Blake Lively just a pawn in all this? Could she really have been manipulated into going after Justin Baldoni? Was the entire narrative a fabrication by a rogue PR handler who completely lost the plot? It's still too early to say for sure, but what's clear is this. The spotlight is no longer just on Blake and Ryan. It's shining directly on Stephanie Jones. And if she really was the mastermind behind this mess, Blake might just have a chance at clawing her way back. If she distances herself fast, we're still waiting on the judge's decision, but this story is far from over. The drama is only escalating, and more bombshells are likely to drop. One thing's for sure. What started as a quiet legal dispute has become one of Hollywood's messiest, most unpredictable scandals. So, what do you think? Is Blake just a victim of toxic PR gone rogue, or is she more involved than she wants us to believe? Drop your thoughts below. This Hollywood saga is just getting started.